Welcome back to Underworld Unveiled. Today we're diving into the horrific crimes of Israel Keys. Join us as we unravel the disturbing depths of his psyche, uncover the grisly details of his murders, and examine the legacy of fear he left behind. Prepare for a journey into the mind of a true monster. This is a story you won't want to miss. On February 1st, 2012, 18-year-old Samantha Koenig was working the late shift at the Common Grounds Espresso coffee stand in Anchorage, Alaska. Having been employed there for about a month, she was a well-liked employee with regular customers. However, unbeknownst to her, a predator was stalking the area. Israel Keys, a serial killer with a chilling modus operandi, had targeted the coffee stand due to its extended hours, making it an easier target for his sinister intentions. Keys had meticulously planned his crime. He had 2 heaters in his shed back home to keep it warm, along with a tarp spread on the floor to manage any potential bloodshed. On that fateful night, he was waiting for a significant police event to occur on the other side of Anchorage, allowing him to execute his plan with minimal risk of being caught. Shortly before 8 p.m., wearing a ski mask, Keys approached the coffee stand, placing an order for an Americano. As Samantha prepared the drink, he brandished a handgun, ordered her to turn off the lights, and climbed through the window. Once inside, he forced Samantha to the ground, binding her hands. Despite her pleas that her father would arrive soon to pick her up, Keys pushed her into the passenger seat of his car, informing her that he intended to hold her for ransom. He drove her to his home, where he tied her up in a shed, managing to do so unnoticed by his girlfriend and young daughter. Keys threatened Samantha, insisting that he would kill her if she screamed. To muffle any sound she might make, he turned on the radio in the shed. After gathering personal information from Samantha, he broke into her boyfriend's truck to steal her debit card, intending to ransom her for a sum deposited into her account. Afterward, he returned to the shed, where he sexually assaulted Samantha and ultimately strangled her to death. In the early hours of the following day, Keys wrapped Samantha's body in a tarp and placed it in a cabinet in the shed, all while maintaining a facade of normalcy by waking his daughter for school and calling a cab to the airport. He flew to New Orleans for a pre-planned cruise, during which time he committed further crimes, including robbing a bank in Texas. Upon returning to Anchorage on February 19th, Keys removed Samantha's body from the shed and desecrated her remains. He applied makeup to her face, sewed her eyes open with fishing line, and took photographs of her alongside a recent newspaper. He then sent a ransom note to Samantha's family, demanding $30,000 for her safe return, and texted her boyfriend with directions to a dog park where he left the photo. In early March, after using Samantha's debit card in various locations, Keys was finally apprehended. A Texas highway patrolman recognized his vehicle and pulled him over for a minor traffic violation. Upon investigation, authorities discovered evidence linking him to the bank robbery, and he was arrested. Initially reluctant to speak with investigators, Keys eventually confessed to Samantha's abduction and murder on March 31st. He revealed the location of her body, which was subsequently recovered from Matanuska Lake. This was a tragic conclusion for Samantha's family, who had hoped for her safe return.
She was on the floor, and after I cut off her shirt and her bra, then I took the knife and cut down each of her pant legs. She had on like tight black pants, like skin or spandex, and she had on a thong. And
Did you rape her vaginally or anally?
I had some KY out there, and she felt it when I put it on her, and I think she thought I was gonna sodomize her. She started saying, "Oh no, not that," and after that I just stood up and looked at her for a while. I still had my clothes on. And just watched her for a while. And,
Was she still trying to talk to you?
she wasn't saying anything. She was shaking a little bit. And Then I took my clothes off and put on a condom, and I raped her. And I don't know. It was a while. Probably. I remember the radio was on. We had, I don't know, maybe 2 or 3 songs. And then right before I finished, I did sodomize her. She screamed a little bit. And when she screamed, I had to, I think I pulled on the cable tie a little bit, told her to shut up. And then after it was over, she was, I don't know. I guess you'd say she was resigned at that point. And still had, didn't have any clothes on. And she started asking me if I was going to kill her. And I didn't say anything. And she started saying that she gave really good blowjobs. I don't know, I probably said something not very nice.
What did you say? Can you tell me?
I think I said, at this point, that sounds like a good way to get my dick bit off. And she kind of laughed a little bit, and then I put my leather gloves on.
Why did you put leather gloves on and not rubber gloves?
It's hard work to strangle somebody with a cable tie. I knew from the minute she walked out of that coffee stand she wouldn't gonna live.
Had you already decided how you were going to kill her?
No. But after I put my gloves on, I had that little knife.
As investigators delved deeper into Keyes' psyche, they noted his chilling demeanor. He often appeared bored while recounting his crimes, but showed signs of excitement when discussing the details of his abductions and murders. Despite revealing some information, he left many questions unanswered regarding his numerous victims, claiming he had murdered at least 12 individuals across the country.
It really was. And I think they're trying to answer some pretty tough questions from Vermont right now about basically what the fuck.
Right, but I mean, even still, from their perspective, I mean, come on, let's face it. Yeah, what happened yesterday? Ooh, I'm a bad guy. I tried to escape, but let's be honest. Nobody really thought I was a good guy before that, so it's not like being escaping suddenly makes me untrustworthy. I was kind of untrustworthy before that, so.
On May 23rd, during a court hearing, Keyes attempted to escape but was subdued by deputies. His behavior in court was cavalier, expressing little remorse for his actions.
We knew he had some legal questions, and so we reached out for him to say, hey, Israel says he's got some questions. Are you guys available to speak to him? And, I couldn't even get one. One of them was in court, and the other one said, basically, what the fuck, after yesterday. So they didn't think that was too funny. And
why are they afraid I'd actually get away? Well, that wouldn't be embarrassing for them, I guess.
No, it's. I don't think that they were looking at it from that perspective.
Lawyers just don't like excitement. That's all it is.
Ultimately, he was found dead in his jail cell on December 2, 2012, having committed suicide by slitting his wrists and using a noose fashioned from a bedsheet. A razor blade was discovered under his body, raising questions about how he obtained it while incarcerated. Keyes left behind a blood-soaked suicide note, though it provided little insight into his crimes or additional victims. His death marked the end of a horrific chapter, leaving investigators without closure on many cold cases that he potentially held the keys to. Thus concludes the tragic and chilling story of Israel Keyes, a psychopath whose calculated actions led to the suffering of many and whose untimely death denied families the answers they desperately sought. Thanks for joining us on this exploration into the shadows here at Underworld Unveiled. If you enjoyed the content, please give us a like and subscribe for more chilling true crime stories. We want to hear from you. Drop a comment below with any cases you'd like us to investigate next. Your suggestions help shape our future content. Until next time, stay curious and keep your eyes open as we unveil more mysteries from the underworld.